Like any piece of expensive equipment, regular maintenance and cleaning of your robot vacuums here will ensure they last longer, don't break down when you need them the most, and it may also spare you from more significant problems or expensive ones down the road. I'm Erin from TechGadgetsCanada.com, and maintaining a robot vacuum like a Roomba here or the EcoVacs doesn't have to take a lot of effort, but taking just a bit of time to keep your device operating at full power will pay off. In this video, I'll give you some quick maintenance tips and show you common areas to clean, clogs to clear, and components to keep an eye on. Now, while we may be referencing Roombas here, that's mainly because that's the name most people know. Kind of like Kleenex, which is now a noun that universally refers to facial tissue. These tips apply not just to the Roomba brand, but to pretty much every brand, including EcoVacs, Yeti, Roborock, and so many more. By the way, if you want to see some reviews of some of the most popular and powerful robot vacuums, as well as how those bargain bots perform, they are all right here on my channel, youtube.com/ErinLawrenceTV, and I will make sure to link my robot vacuum review playlist in the description below. Now to the tips, and an early heads up, if you end up liking this video and finding it helpful, to please hit that like button and consider becoming a subscriber as well. Both those things do help me keep making more videos that I hope everyone out there can watch, enjoy, and learn from. Let's start with what you're going to need to gather for your maintenance mission here. A soft cloth will help you keep the sensors or contacts clean. A screwdriver comes in handy in case you need to remove the side brushes. Scissors or a blade or some type of cutting tool will help you remove tape or cut fibers or threads from around the brushes. Tweezers can be handy for pulling hair from small areas, and a small hand vacuum or some compressed air can help you clean dust from the filter or other crevices. You'll want to start by cleaning out the dustbin. There's no point in cleaning everything else with a load of dust inside the unit. Once all that dust and dirt and pet hair is gone, give the dust filter a good clean, first by shaking it or gently tapping it out into the garbage can. Keeping the filter clean is a huge deal, since the more that it becomes clogged, the less airflow is going to move through the unit and the less dirt your robot vacuum will pick up overall. Get into the habit of keeping this filter clean. It will prolong the life of your Roomba. In some robots, you can rinse this filter underwater, and with others, it's dry cleaning only, so a small hand vacuum would be handy. And some bots insist the filter must be replaced, not cleaned. Check your own BotVacs manual to be sure, or look for symbols or instructions on the filter itself or on the housing. While you've got the filter out to clean it, look at the tube that feeds into or out of it. There's often dust bunnies or pet hair stuck in there, so clear it out. And similarly, look under the onboard dustbin. Dirt likes to fall in there too, so use that small hand vac or a damp cloth to wipe it out. Next up, you need to clean the roller brushes. Flip your Roomba onto its back and then pull out the small levers and the bracket that holds the roller brushes in place. Then pull the brushes out from the end. You'll want to cut any hair, thread, or fibers you find wrapped around the rollers and free it up. Hair will also often wrap around the ends of the brushes, so use your tweezers, fingers, or scissors to free any tangles you find in there. Hair can also gather inside or around the edges of that roller cover too, so take a moment to tidy that up as well. When it's time to replace the roller brushes, take note these are usually marked or specifically shaped, and they'll only go in one order or in one direction, so make note of that when you're removing them. If you have the small cutting tool that came with your robot cleaner and it looks kind of like a small brush or a letter opener or a comb, it's often found underneath the lid, you can use this to clean the brushes by slicing through any carpet fibers, threads, or hair that has wrapped around the brushes. Now, before you reinstall them, you'll want to give the area a pass as well with a microfiber cloth. If any of the roller brushes look really worn down or broken or torn, consider replacing them. Roomba actually recommends replacing its brushes about every 6 to 12 months, but keep an eye on them and you'll have a good sense of when they might be totally finished. The brushes can occasionally, by the way, be torn or sliced by fibers or tightly wound hair. You can pick up new brushes on Amazon, and it's not a bad idea to have a set on hand before you need them. Next, let's take care of the corner or side brushes. In some cases, these simply pop off, others need to be removed with a screwdriver. Take it off and then remove any hair or fibers that might have wound around it. Your scissors or your blade may come into play here too. Wipe everything down with your cloth and reattach the side brush when you're done. Make sure it still moves freely, and if not, check again inside for hidden dust bunnies or hair tangles. Now it's time to tend to the sensors and the contacts. Use your cloth to clean off the Roomba's sensors, and these look kind of like small windows or plastic panels, and this will help, by the way, if your unit seems to be stopping and starting for no reason. You'll also want to clean the silver or metal charging contact sensors too on both your robot, and don't forget those on the base station too. Now don't forget the wheels. Hair loves to get tangled around the wheels and it can become hidden, so have a look and cut any hair or fibers free. Use your tweezers to pull them out if you need to. You can pull the front caster wheel free too. In some cases it'll pop out with your fingers, in others you may need a little more leverage. Wipe it down and remove any dirt or dust that's stuck in the little alcove there. The side wheels can be cleaned by pushing them down and letting them pop back up repeatedly. Turn them and then pull out anything that dislodges. Now, iRobot here doesn't make a dual-purpose vacuum and mopping robot, but Ecovacs does. If you are using a bot that has a mopping pad or plate, this is a good time to give that a clean as well. Rinse out the mop's water tank and remove and wash or replace the mopping pad. Check for anything obstructing that pad's movements as well. Finally, give the bot a wipe down. Use a damp cloth and just wipe your robot all over. This will make it look nice and new, and it keeps the dust from migrating right back onto the sensors. Now I'll wrap things up here with a few quick do's and don'ts for your Roomba or your Ecovacs robot vacuum or robot vacuum and mop. You do want to make sure you clean your Roomba or tend to it in some way regularly. Do clean your filter weekly. Generally speaking, don't get liquids involved other than maybe a damp sponge or cloth. You really want to keep things dry unless you've checked that certain components are water safe. Do check your sensors often to keep them clean. It'll keep it from falling down the stairs, for example. And don't be afraid to get to know how all the pieces of your robot vacuum snap in and out. A few minutes every few weeks is all it's going to take to ensure your bot stays reliable for years to come. If you want to see some reviews of some of the most popular and powerful robot vacuums, as well as how some of those bargain bots as well will perform, they are all right here on my channel. Erin Lawrence TV, right here on YouTube. If you want to read this topic or reference any of what I've talked about here, head over to spy.com for a full write-up. There you can also ask me any questions you have about maintaining your robot vacuum. You can, of course, also post them here in comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Erin. Until the next time, you can find me on either Twitter or Instagram. I'm at ErinLYYC. You can also always catch me on Facebook at facebook.com/TechGadgetsCanada.